ICE agents have been freed from Biden-era restrictions. This is Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State, the Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Well, we're halfway through the week. Thanks for spending part of your Wednesday with the Texas Minute. Legislation's been proposed in the state Senate that would expand the prosecutorial power of Texas's Attorney General. More on that coming up. A teacher and coach from the Robert Lee Independent School District has been arrested for sexually assaulting a child. The abuse allegedly took place over a 4-year period. Justin Wade Esquell has been at the Robert Lee Independent School District since 2014. The district superintendent hasn't yet responded to a request for comment on Esquell's arrest or whether the alleged victim was a student in the district. Esquell is the 5th Texas school employee arrested this month for sexually assaulting a child. A state auditor's report has revealed ongoing financial mismanagement at the Texas Racing Commission, an agency that's already under legislative scrutiny. An audit of the commission's horse industry escrow account found that over $3 million in expenditures lacked proper documentation, making it impossible to determine how the funds were used. Legislation passed in 2019 sweeps sales tax revenues from horse-related items into an escrow account that's used to supplement race purses. Yet it turns out that money from the slush fund is being sent to out-of-state breeders rather than to support Texans. The audit also found that escrow account funds were used for unallowable purposes, including $7,800 in lodging expenses. Currently, there are 4 horse racing tracks operating in the state. President Donald Trump's Department of Homeland Security has repealed several memos by former DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas that limited the actions of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents. One of the most significant was from 2021. It had expanded the list of places called protected areas where ICE agents were restricted from enforcing immigration policy. Mayorkas had expanded that list to include schools, universities, and healthcare institutions. This week, the Trump administration changed those guidelines to state that officers should use, quote, discretion along with a healthy dose of common sense. Current ICE agents believe that rescinding Mayorkas' orders will give them more freedom to enforce immigration law and go after illegal aliens who try to evade capture by hiding behind schools and churches. Yesterday, border czar Tom Homan confirmed in a Fox News interview that ICE agents have been sent out to begin the deportation process. The Texas Minute will be right back.
The Luke Macias Show is your access to what happens behind closed doors in Texas politics. Listen weekly to me, your host, Luke Macias, as I break down what is actually happening in conservative politics in the Lone Star State, a state that we all love and cherish. Listen weekly wherever you listen to podcasts. This show is a product of Texas Scorecard.
New legislation filed in the Texas Senate will give the Attorney General additional prosecutorial powers in certain cases. The measure by Republican State Senator Brian Hughes of Mineola would give power to the Attorney General to prosecute crimes related to elections, abortion, and abuse of office when local prosecutors fail to act. His legislation also amends the election code by changing the Attorney General's role from a discretionary may prosecute role to a mandatory shall prosecute role when it comes to election-related offenses. In recent years, local Democrat district attorneys have adopted highly politicized policies in which they refuse to prosecute any cases in their jurisdiction dealing with subject matters on which they disagree with the state's Republican majority. You can find the details of all the stories mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was based on the original reporting of Aaron Anderson, Daniel Greer, Will Biagini, and Emily Medeiros. Walker York handled the production duties in the 1836 studios. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the first news of the day for the Lone Star State. This has been the Texas Minute with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.